How fitting is Fear's penultimate episode's title? I lose people, because yes, that refers to a lot of people tuning out in their drones in the ratings. The Morgan Effect, the Morgan Show has not worked. The ratings are down big time. The ratings are down incredibly in humongous amounts since season 3. I mean, the guy's in the Diddy number body category. You look at him, he's coming down a ladder with his wee stick on a fire truck. Did I sign up for this? Did Travis die for this? Did anybody die for this? Did Nick die for this? Did Madison die for this, even though she might not be dead? Quote, quote, wink, wink. But anyway, Morgan's ruined it. It's all over. Hit me with it.
It's all over. The Morgan Show, Morgan and Friends. I've seen enough. Season 4, I think it's more than plenty of Morgan, but we've got another 5, 6. I mean, we're not even, when you factor in that season 1 and season 2 weren't as long, I mean, we're probably at the halfway point. The second half of this show is literally all Morgan.
Morgan. You can't get enough Morgan.
Why didn't they just end Fear the Walking Dead after season 3? Or if they really wanted Morgan to have his own show, then why couldn't they just create a Morgan show?
I would say by this point, Morgan must have already appeared in more Fear episodes than the original Walking Dead.
Easily, I would say. But I don't get it, right? If they wanted Morgan to have his own show, then why couldn't they just put him in a new spin-off? If Morgan's that good, if they believe in Morgan, if they think Morgan's this great character that has to essentially come over to Fear and put everybody else on the back burner, put everybody else into the passenger seat, if Morgan's that much of a star, if he's the main man, if he has a Rick Grimes level-esque character, then surely he was a big enough character to just start a brand new show with. Or why didn't they just, I can't really recall the timeline exactly, but I think, what's that one called? World Beyond?
World Beyond.
World Beyond didn't come out that much later than season 3 or 4, did it?
No.
Why not just put Morgan in that?
Yeah, why?
If you really want to put Morgan in a show?
No, they've ruined it, and I feel like the last couple of episodes, we rate it a 5 and a 6, not outstanding, but decent enough. Yes, it had Morgan, but it didn't just centre around him. These last 2 episodes are literally based off what he says. I lose people, I lose myself. It focuses on solely Morgan. And, like, this whole episode, they get off the hospital roof. Why? Because Morgan helps him. He has to stay behind. But then when it comes to getting him down, we're going to use the fire truck. And then the way they explain how they're going to do it, Alicia gets on the walkie, then Charlie, then Strand, then John, then June. Why do they have to all get their wee free lines in? How cringe was this? Why can't one of them just say what's going to happen over the walkie-talkie?
Yeah, do it.
Do it. Go ahead and do it like that. May as well wrap up. Essentially, Alicia and Charlie, they get into a shootout with Martha. She then passes out and they tie her up in the back. Alicia, a couple of episodes ago, was literally trying to kill people, and now all of a sudden has flipped. I mean, she wanted to save people when she ran into Morgan before the storm. After that, was like, I'm going to kill Charlie. We don't save anyone. We're going to the beach. Now all of a sudden it's save everyone. Strand and John are a wee bit, freaked out the fact that this random woman, Martha's in the back of the SWAT van. But here, let's take her all the way to the city. Could you tell us what city we're in? I couldn't. They haven't really made that clear. I think we're in Texas.
We're heading towards Arizona, I guess. Or Phoenix or Alexandria, wherever that is.
That's in Virginia, mate.
Virginia. That's where we're going, but it's a rocky road on the way there.
It's a rocky road on the way there, but yeah, I mean, Jimbo and Morgan are the last 2 on the roof. Jimbo's obviously bit.
Yeah, there's no really... Jimbo can't be saved here. Doesn't matter if a helicopter just flies down and lands on the roof. Jimbo's fucked because he's bit, unfortunately, so... It's all over for Jimbo. Jimbo is done, and he still blames Morgan. He still holds Morgan accountable. And I mean, I get it. Morgan's idea, he says, come with me. I'll get you to Alexandria. I'll keep you safe. I'm trying to save people. I can't lose anymore. And he's about to lose Jimbo, but at the end of the day, I mean, Jimbo, you went and you got attacked and you didn't survive. It's not like Morgan turned around and rammed his stick up your ass, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate, you know what I mean? Morgan didn't try for you to die or anything like that. You just happened not to make it.
Maybe Jimbo would have liked to stick up the ass, we don't know, right? But he decides to do a good thing. He gives up his beer recipe, and he whispers the last bit so we don't hear it, but only Sarah heard it. And it's like, really? Why can't the rest of the group know? Why can't the Fuhrer know? It's a fucking beer recipe in the zombie apocalypse.
Do you think it was something interesting, something like groundbreaking, or do you think it was just like a throwaway comment that does not fucking matter?
Does not. I think it was just to make it feel more important, more intimate between the two. Oh my god, he's told her. Because here, this is, people will be like, oh, this is fears when Jenner tells Rick they're all infected. It's beer. Who cares? It's beer and fear.
Beer.
And it's garbage is what it is, but Morgan gets down, he's on top of the fire truck. Hell, they're all on top of the fire truck. They're surrounded. Jimbo then grabs the walkie-talkie. He's like, Morgan, you're right. I'm going to go out on my own terms, boy. And then, what does he do? He does a swanton bomb off the top of the roof, hospital roof, crashes through a car, and for whatever reason, every single walker that was around the fire truck decides to go after Jimbo.
But no, I don't get, right? We're a long time in now. Is there any guy... Why is it every car that you bump into, the alarm's going to go off? I mean, we're almost a decade into the apocalypse.
What about the 15 people on top of the fire truck? Why are the walkers not more interested in that?
Yeah, but like, is there not a good chance that these batteries just don't work anymore? It's drained.
Here it could be, but I just don't understand why. I think in this season they've honestly like broke the walkers. Like sudden noises will make them like turn around from like eating people.
Yeah, like I get it. Sometimes if there's a bit of a noise, the walkers can turn around and they can be alerted to it. But I don't think a walker would give a shit about noise behind it if it can see human flesh in front of it.
Yeah, and we've seen how a noise was going off on the island. They were trying to get it in to get the crocodile. And then as soon as the noise stopped, they just did a 180 and walked back up the hill. That's not how walkers work.
But the same thing happened here, because Morgan originally threw a walker off on top of the car, and that got the walker's attention. But then as soon as the car alarm went off, the walkers immediately just did a 180 and started walking back to where they were before. Like you said, same with the crocodile episode. Like, we've never seen that before in Walking Dead. It just doesn't seem like they would react that way. But of course, whenever The Walking Dead conveniently needs them to act that way, they do, and it's unrealistic, man. It takes you out the game.
No, I think they're just picking and choosing like how walkers behave, and I don't think it works. And I think it's honestly affecting like the actual overall quality of the show, considering it is a zombie show at the end of the day. But yeah, will Jimbo's death go in vain? Who knows? They get down. They're then discussing, right, what should we name the beers in his memory? They're all giving these shite names, and then they come up with Jimbo's Beer Bows. And Morgan's like, yeah, that sounds good. And he's like, we should go find Al. Then we're all going to Alexandria. Morgan, man, you're fucking boring, man. That is what it is. Trying to fall asleep. No, you ain't trying to fall asleep. You're falling asleep just out of habit, because he's so boring. With his stick is wet. No, what are the chances of this guy actually being able to keep hold of his stick? Like, how does a wooden stick not get damaged, by the way?
Yeah,
we're not talking about like a proper sword that Michonne has, or like the red machete or axe. We're talking about a stick that's on the end of a mop. Come on, right? Anyway, it turns to night. Martha then gets Jim's corpse and starts writing all over him. It's like, oh, you're strong now. Let's go make him strong too, referring to Morgan. Is that the cliffhanger to set up the finale? Her drawn with a bit of permanent marker on Jimbo's fucking dome?
It's a terrible combination. You've got Morgan, who's just extremely boring, and then you've got the worst antagonist of all time.
Yeah, you've got the worst protagonist of the show yet, and then you've got the worst antagonist of all time, as you say. Doesn't make for a good combo. I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3 out of 10 is probably fair. Fear the Walking Dead doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a show that is trying to be considered, like a serious show. I just get C Nation vibes of it.
It's the fact that Morgan, right, jumps like 15 feet to get onto like the fire truck, and he actually jumps with a stick. Like the stick is not like a shot-off shotgun. It's not a vital weapon. You can get another stick. Oh, but Eastman gave me this stick. Season 6 of The Walking Dead coming soon, guys. I am not looking forward to that Eastman Morgan episode, that is for sure. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. What did you give it?
I'll give it a 3 out of 10 as well. Nothing more. Could be less, but I'll give it a 3 out of 10.
Could the finale be less? Well, that's why you tune in for next week. Next week, all the other shows are done. The Fog Summer schedule comes to a limping end with one episode in the final week coming for Fear. And that is tragic. Till next time, I lose myself.